Hey everybody, welcome to crypto trading and investing. Also, just have a great day. I hope everybody's having a great day, morning, afternoon, weekend, month, evening, or wherever you are in the world when you are listening to this, or whatever day that you're listening to this. So, I want to just get into the meat and potatoes before I get to the rest of the video. Let's look at this. So, I have a chat group that talks about trades and updates, and we list profitable trades, good swing trades, whether it's scalps, swing trades, some investments, some intraday trading. We list all of these things in this group. It's not financial trade. It's not financial investment, legal, or tax advice. Obviously, we are not allowed to give you that. But what I can do is share my opinion, and other people can share their opinions. And somebody uses that for education to take out a trade if they want, and knowing that these are not advice for people. And let's look at this. This is a 400% gain on ADA using 75x. Obviously, that means that max out you would use 140 plus dollars, and look, there you go, 400% gain. There are plenty of these, 395, 400, 200. We can go on the list. Don't want to make it like this. This is a trade call that happened right before the March 12th dump. Let's look at this. Time to do some hard talk, everybody. BTC has the ability to fall 30% to 35% in a single 24-hour period of time. Maybe it's spread out technically over 2 days, which is what it was. UTC one day, UTC the next day, but it will happen in one 24-hour period of time. Don't believe me? Well, when it drops by close to 50%, remember that we were here first. I am looking for the opportunity. This was the day before it started to drop, and then it officially dropped on the 12th. Depending on what calendar you have, 12th, 13th, or wherever you were. But on my calendar, it was that I called this thing out. This is some stuff here. Just will need to break 7K. Then smooth selling, from my perspective, 36% growing. So I was saying here on the 11th, this was the next day, that all it has to do is break 7,000, and it's a serious freaking dump. This is what we had. And if anybody looks at that, guess what? It dropped by that amount. It dropped by 52%, if I'm not mistaken. This is a person taking advantage of that on that day on the 12th. They got a 1,000% max. They closed at 767% profit. Wow, life-changing money. But here, we can talk about something more recent. Here's a trade with Cardano taking a 600. Now, this was just one of 7 or 8 trades that were profitable in that day using about $350 per pop on this. And that each one, every time this reached about $1,000, took that out, got back down to 500, took it out, got back down there. This is a 129% profit right here. And this was closed a little bit higher at about $500, but this is captured at 456. Life changing if you can get these. Now, this person said, I kept doubling my Ripple. Now, when I first read this, I thought it said I kept doubling my nipple. Anybody else read it that way? I kept doubling my Ripple. And it says, I'm glad I got in. Thanks, Nick. I can start my day off on a better note. LMFAO, happy. I just doubled my wallet. This is stuff that's happening all the time. I just doubled my everything. Here's a video that I had. As you guys can see, this was shorting. At this time, I was using Bit7, and I'm not going to play the video here, but just to show you guys, this was just using 0.01. So like, what, $93 at this price that it was. And you can see that it's here. That is here at 8,900 at that point. I closed this at 83, and then I reopened when it bounced back up to 86, closed it at 8,000. ETH. So both of these, I got about 700% profit. ETH was like 650. Bitcoin was 700. And then I reopened again only on Bitcoin. I just couldn't handle having all of those there. I had an XRP short, but I had closed it. Yeah, I really 3,500% that day with all of the trades. Now this one, as you can see, I put this amount in the trade. You can see this here. That was the total because I only had 0.1 at first. Then I put, or 0.01. I put 0.63. You can see it's 0.6 Bitcoin. Let's keep going, 0.76. So basically, at the end of the day, this wallet winded up growing to almost 1 Bitcoin by the end of it. So this is not just me. This is all of us that are coming in here and we're working our behinds off. And if you want to make profitable trades like that, go ahead and email me at CTAI@protonmail.com. Once again, it's in the description, CTAI@protonmail.com. It's only just about $2 a day, so $60 a month to actually join the crypto education call. It's a somewhat of a signal group, but it's not really. I don't like signals too much. So about 10 to 15% of the time there are signals, but this is mainly about learning how to trade. And if people want to share things here, we're using leverage. So we don't necessarily use talk about cryptocurrencies that are on, for example, I wouldn't talk about the CVC trade that's coming up because that doesn't have leverage with it. With this move right here, this might have been what? This is a 5 or 6% move that got us 400% profit, not including the 50x long from 5.25 cents on Cardano with a target of 10 cents. That is still open and active. So that's where this is just a scalp trade. That was a smaller trade, but just imagine taking $550, 50x leverage, closing at 10 cents. That's $21,000. What would it be like to be able to close that? But anyway, let's get into the rest of the video. It's $60 per month for the Discord. If you want VIP, which is 30% extra videos first and custom made videos for you and your questions every single week, once a week, go ahead. That's $500 a month. If you would like to do a consultation, that's a one-time fee of 2.5K plus 2 months of the VIP, and that's if you purchase 6 months. That's 5% off. If you purchase 12 months, that is 20% off on all of those fees. So once again, that's what that is. Let's get back to the video. All right, everybody. Okay, so this is ontology. This has leverage. So I specialize in just looking at leverage. We got all of these things. Obviously, this says Binance Futures 2, which all of these aren't. I have to rename this actually. I just created this sometime yesterday just so I can have all of these cryptocurrencies here. But this is something that's here. This is a falling trend right here, aka it's like a bull flag. So this could fall down potentially longer, and then it breaks to the upside. A more likely chance to break into the upside. If I'm not mistaken, it's an 80% chance of breaking up versus breaking down. And so I have all of these supply areas. Some people call that resistance. I call it supply because I don't really look at things as support or resistance. It doesn't really support things because you break through it. The resistance, you break through it. It's all about supply and demand. Are they looking to sell it like Oprah says, everybody get it? Or are they looking to buy it like me, I want this car, I want this thing now. So that's how we got to look at it. So this target, upside target, is potentially from the current price, 36% increase, but we will be using leverage. And so that's the magic of leverage in the group. I'm not going to be sharing a whole bunch of these publicly because that's within the group and the people that are paying their monthly fee. So if, like I said, if you are looking to do that, CTAI@protonmail.com, and you just message me when you're ready to join and we'll get you in. So this is this. Let's change this over to the regular Binance Futures. And so let's look at Cardano. I'll share something about Cardano because that's been a bread and butter. Been killing it on these trades with Cardano. It's been lovely there. So it's been lovely with these trades with Cardano. So the interesting thing is, here's the two scenarios that we got going on. Either Cardano's going to come right back down here as it's mirroring. This is how you can take out trades as well, as it mirrors the other side. So let's turn this off for us. Let's turn this off for a second. Does this look like this is the pump, red, green, and then it goes red, green. Well, I guess this looks kind of blue here. Red, green, and then it's on its way down. It looks like a mirroring of the other side. That's what happens a lot. That these patterns mirror each other as they get ready to dump. Look at this. This was a mirror of the other side essentially, where it tried to mirror. It's an uglier one. If you look on Bitcoin, which I can show in a second, those are those. I think this is more likely, to be honest, because of all the news that and everything that's coming out. Why is it looking so incomplete? Why is this broken? So, but with all the news that's coming out, that this is just more like a bull flag, getting ready to pump up, because I do have a target for Cardano of a conservative, and I think that's conservative with all the news and the hype that comes around Cardano of about 10 cents. So being able to capture it down here and then being able to sell it at essentially that's a 50% rise almost, depending on where you got in. But with leverage, you're really increasing that. So instead of the 50x leverage where you use $550 or something like that, and then it goes to 21,000, what about 5x leverage? A lot safer. And you're not touching it, just set it and forget it at 5.25 cents, right? And then it goes up and you're using 5x leverage with the same dollar amount. Well, that's 2.1K. 2.1K isn't that bad. It's not the money shot, something that people would say about it's not the money shot that people would say about $550 to 21,000 in however many days, like the tagline. But that's still modest, and it's still a decent amount. If you only got $55, if you only got $5 and whatever, it's still the same. So let's look at these. You see how these are? This is what I was thinking, that it has a chance to break to the upside, but instead it is going down. But that makes sense because of how extended this was to the upside here. So we always have to look at everything, and everything in trading is about probability. And once again, it's not financial or investment advice, but these are about probability here. And so once this broke here, once this broke this trend line here, this is good for a short. This was good for a short. And obviously it tried to break to the upside, got knocked the heck down. And so here's a descending triangle. What this has is a 66% chance of breaking to the downside and a 33% chance of breaking to the upside. It's at the top of that descending triangle now. So I would trade a breakout on this. Obviously, you see that this somewhat broke out and then closed and hammered back down. And so if this breaks out and then it retests and it comes back, that is the most ideal scenario to catch, because a lot of people will call something a breakout and it's not. So this could break to the upside. And if this breaks to the upside, there's a trade right now that I'm experimenting with that I'm going to reveal to my Discord school, where we can just take, oh, nice, it's already breaking out to the upside, where we can take a good $150. Obviously, you want to have 5,000 or more, right? $150 on a 10x leverage trade and be able to, once it reaches 10 cents, okay, once it reaches, now if you do this with a 10x leverage, you're like, wait a minute, you can only get $450 profit, not $1,750. Well, there's something that I'm doing that will allow me to get to that same amount if it works out, and that's in the most ideal. So I think somewhere around $1,000, maybe $800 to $1,200 is probably more realistic with human error and everything in there. So if you guys want to find out about that, obviously email me at ctai@protonmail.com, and we're just going to be talking about the analysis of these. The news, yeah, that's cool, but if news matches up with your analysis, you are going to really, really make a profit, most likely, from my perspective, obviously my opinion. And there are other coins that we can analyze, but I'm going to get to trading because this is starting to pop out, and I want to be able to take advantage of this if this is the case that it is breaking out. So with that being said, guys, I just wanted to share that with you. This could be a trade idea here. This isn't the chart that has it. I will have to bring it up about all the resistance levels or the supply levels. I'm sorry, I'm using resistance. I'm used to these, some of that. But obviously, 8 cents, 85, fives and tens are psychological barriers. That's why I said 10 cents, right around 10 cents. So to set the sell just before 10, like 9, 9.5 or something like that, 9.9 cents, that seems to be the safe move to do. But yeah, we definitely want to analyze this on multiple time frames. I'm a 1 minute scalper, but I use the 5 and 15 minute. I used to be an intraday trader more, so I do have good swing trades here too, right? Multi-day trades, and I use the 4 hour and I use the 1 hour. So I use the 1, the 5 minute, the 15 is the core. The 1 hour, and obviously always looking at the daily. I need to see where the trend is. Is this super overextended? What are we doing here? I'm trading a breakout, which is what this is. I would trade this right now, not coming in and trying to take advantage of this area. Yeah, this is the transition period, and transition is where you make a lot of the money. Okay, I would trade this breakout. I have my targets and I have my stop loss. Uh, so, which would be at the bottom of this, or to at least this candle right here, the tip of that bottom candle, and there you go. It's just simple as that. You set it and forget it. You got your targets, you got everything set in. So I'll be back with more videos in the future that just talk about a little bit of the analysis. And if you're ready to join the group CTAI at protonmail.com, $60 a month for the regular Discord, 5% discount at 6 months paid out, 12 months paid out, and it's a 20% discount, $500 a month for VIP, and same discount for those that are paid up in advance. So I'll catch you all on the flip side.